Hey everyone, Leanne Pilkington here for the Sydney Real Estate Wrap for the week commencing August 17. This week we had 668 properties go to market or go to auction, and that is the highest number of auctions that we've seen since the first week in April, which is really right at the very beginning of this pandemic. We've got a preliminary clearance rate according to CoreLogic of 67.8%. Last week we had 640 properties go to auction with a final clearance rate of 58.8%. Same time last year, 446 properties at a clearance rate of 76.2%. We had 15% of properties actually reduce their price in Sydney during the month of July. But it's very dependent on where you are, because we are still seeing in some areas that prices are remaining very strong. So you've got to do your research before you buy or sell. Certainly the highest clearance rates we've seen this week, Ryde, 81% preliminary clearance rate, and Northern Beaches are at 79.5%. So I know they're still struggling for stock in some of those areas. Our lowest clearance rate we saw was the Southwest at 57.1%. Interestingly, what's going on in Melbourne, they only had 189 properties go to auction, which in comparison, same weekend last year was 588 properties. They had a preliminary clearance rate of 63.6%. So there are still people out there buying in Melbourne, which is great. We saw plus 70% clearance rates in 3 of the regions down there in Melbourne, inner south and the outer east. And they had 29% of properties withdrawn before sale, before auction. So they are certainly reporting that the results are holding much firmer than they were the first time around. So indicates that both agents and consumers alike are handling the lockdown a little bit better this time than they did first time around. Fingers crossed the numbers continue to improve for them down there, and they'll be back to normal again very soon. Have a great week, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye.